Hi, everyone. Sorry, I don't speak French, so I'll be giving the presentation in English. I'm Kamran Yousaf, and I work at Storage Made Easy. And the title of this presentation is that new regulation, GDPR, that's coming along. How you can use our file fabric server with OpenIO to be compliant with GDPR. How many of you know about GDPR here? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Probably 4 people. So in a sense, what I'm going to do is just give you an introduction about Storage Made Easy. What do we provide? How do we integrate with OpenIO? Then what GDPR is. And then using Storage Made Easy File Fabric Server, how you can do GDPR or be compliant with it. And then I will give you a demo. Even if you guys aren't interested in GDPR, I think it still will be useful for you that how you can cover the last mile to the end users using the File Fabric Server and OpenIO. So Storage Made Easy, we are a UK-based company, and our offices, they are in Sutton. We started in 2009. We are privately funded, and we started shipping our product in 2012. What we provide is, we provide an image, a virtual image that you can deploy on any virtual environment, and it connects to different storages, be it OpenIO, be it Amazon S3, be it SwiftStack, or Swift, be it Rackspace, so we've spot about 50 different storages. And it's a highly, you can deploy it in a highly available configuration. And then the end users, they can just access the data stored in OpenIO just like they are accessing their home drive. All the security, auditing, encryption, everything is supported there. And it will become clear when I give you a demo. And the basic purpose, most of our end users, they use us because either they have internal storages and silos, or they are going object storage. And object storages, most of them, they just provide you with the API. They aren't suitable for the end users. The other thing is that a lot of large organizations, they went with what you call home drive or Z drive, CIF shares. They would have NAS filer somewhere, and then they would provide the shares, the shared folders, and all that. It worked very well when the workforce that was not mobile, they were sitting on their desktops. Now, they want to access the same data using their mobile phones. They can be on the road. They don't want to VPN, but they want to access the same data in a secure way. And then Dropbox came around, Box came around, and it showed that, okay, how you can collaborate much, much better. And with that model, it didn't work. So we provide with the collaboration. If you want to also share with the third parties in a secure way, it provides you a way that you can use OpenIO, the data is stored there, but the end users, they can set up policies, the administrators, and they can also share it with third parties. And then there is the governing piece that, okay, who has access to the data, who is doing what, where the data is stored, what do they have access to, when did they log in, are there any anomalies happening, is someone leaving the company, and are they downloading a lot of data? So that's the governance side of it. And that's how we started to develop our software or our application. And we didn't develop anything specifically for GDPR that I will be talking about, but we found that GDPR and the functionality that we provide, it fits in very, very well with it. Who our customers are? Our customers are either ISPs that had existing customers, were providing services to existing medium to large enterprises, and they were asking that, okay, we want a sharing solution that you provide us to share the files, folders with internally and externally, but in a secure way. Our users, they are doing a shadow IT, and then they are just going for Dropbox or Box, and we don't want that. We want it under control. And so that's one. The other one is education establishments. Students, they want to share their documents. The teachers, they want to check the assignments. So that's our second one. Then the third one is large organizations, like large enterprises that want to develop their own solution, have the object storage on-prem, and also the technology to share those things and to cover the last mile. And then the normal object storage companies. How do we make it sticky? How do we use it more? Some of the customers, the largest telco in United States, they use our File Fabric server for their 100,000 employees. The largest social media network, they use our File Fabric server with object storage internally in their legal department and in their finance department. And then we have loads of ISPs. Lush, the cosmetic company, they use us across 50 different countries to manage their stores, to give the brochures, get the reports, financial reports from all their stores. Okay. So guys, if you have any questions or anything, just interrupt me during the presentation. It's not going to be that long, so questions, they will make it more interactive. Okay. So the main benefits for the end users using Storage Made Easy are that, okay, use OpenIO with mobile and desktop apps, centralized data governance and security policies. It's your in-house enterprise file sync and share solution. Okay? And if you are moving from your SIFs or any other object storage, we spoke about 50 different providers. You can also use the File Fabric server to migrate the data from your existing solutions, from your existing storage to OpenIO. We provide that functionality for all the different 50 providers that we spoke. So now a few facts about, are there any questions so far about Storage Made Easy? Sorry, it's all, right now it was all marketing. I haven't shown you anything, but do you get the concept about what we are providing? Okay, so GDPR is a European regulation, and the basic idea is that the companies, the marketing departments or the social companies, they have gone too powerful, they know too much about you. And you have no way to know about that. It's coming into effect in, it starts for General Data Protection Regulation. It's coming in effect in 2018, and it applies to all the companies that deal with European citizens' data. So what that means is that the data that should be processed lawfully and fairly, it should be used for a specific purpose. Someone can ask you that, okay, like if I'm using Facebook or anything like that, I can go and ask them, what data do you have about me? You can also make a request to them that, okay, I want my data deleted. You should not be keeping anything about me. So it's more for the protection of the citizen or the users, what the companies know about you and how you can ask them to get rid of it. Also, it also puts a lot of onus on that, okay, if there is a data breach, you do need to report it to the authorities that, okay, I have a data breach at a specific period of time. You do need to give ask for consent, but if you change anything, or it should be the consent is for a specific time of period, and you do have to ask for it again. Your users, they can ask you that, okay, give me the data back. I think a couple of days ago, there was an article on Guardian that someone went to Tinder and asked for, okay, how much data do you have about me? And she was surprised that Tinder knew more about her than she knew about herself. So that's also a requirement, and they can also ask you to delete it. And that causes a lot of interesting questions that, okay, if you have the backups, how do I delete it? Data is scattered across different silos, where the data is. If I'm doing archiving, how do I delete it? If it's in the emails, I've sent someone in the company to an email, how do I delete that data? Okay. And we also have a guide on our website, how to prepare for it, but it is part technology, part process to implement a GDPR. We did a recent survey, and about 50% of the European companies, they are not ready for it. But they do have to comply with it. Okay? So, and then, if you don't comply with it, you can get fined, and the fines, they can be quite high. They are a percentage of your revenue. Yeah? And so it's coming, and you have to be prepared for it. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, that how does the File Fabric server help you with that? So as I mentioned that, okay, one of the problems is that, okay, you have your data, it's in silos. With the File Fabric server, you can get access to all those silos, and it provides you with a unified interface to get access to those. Then you have to secure identity. We integrate with Active Directory, we integrate with LDAP. You can specify roles and give permissions on different folders, give shared folders. Then there is a security requirement there. If you are using OpenIO on-prem, probably you don't need to encrypt your data. But if you're using AWS, Amazon S3, or Google Storage, or anything like that, if the data is going over the cloud, with the File Fabric server, you can encrypt the data. We provide AES 256-bit encryption, and the data at rest, that will be encrypted. We also provide encryption to manage the, we also provide integration with the HashiCorp Vault, where you can keep those keys in a secure way and in an audited way. And of course, everyone now is providing end-to-end encryption using HTTPS or whatever protocols you have. Then we provide full audit stream. It's like a time series, who logged in, what file did they access, and all that kind of stuff. And using that, you can integrate it into any, it's a stream. We also provide you with a display. You can get a report back from it. And then you can also integrate with any other system and do your own analysis for anomaly detection and all that kind of stuff. Okay? So I think I've talked about that, okay, what SME really is providing you here is that, okay, it's providing you control over your data, integrating all the different silos there. And now, another thing that comes along is that a lot of people, they are using Dropbox. A while back ago, you would go, about 10, 15 years ago, you would go to a large organization, their mail systems, they were better than what you have at home. Their storage systems, they were better than what you have at home. Their collaboration systems, they were better than what you had at home. Now, the organizations, you go, you register for you use Gmail for your emails, much better than what the organizations can provide you. For your file storage, for your backups or anything like that, you can go for Dropbox or Box. Much better collaboration features there. And that has created a problem for the enterprises that, okay, they have their own internal storage, but they don't have those features. And the different employees, they want to share among a group, they just use, all right, Shadow IT, they create a Dropbox, they go to Google Drive, Google Docs, or Box, or any other, all that kind of stuff. So the File Fabric server, it provides you with, in a secure, audited way, all those collaboration features also that you can use in an enterprise. And you can also, the organization, they are in control. They can set different policies. Okay, who can share what with what? What are the permissions? If I share a link, for how long is it valid? Do you need a password? How many times you can download those? So all those kind of things, they are provided. File versioning, locking, a trash feature, you delete it. It should not be, a user deletes any files by mistake. They should be recoverable. All those things, we provide those features, okay? Built-in collaboration is there. You can create workspaces. You can annotate PDF documents, single sign-on. You can comment on files. You can attach files. You can refer to someone, workflow, all that kind of stuff that is built in File Fabric. And on encryption, as I mentioned before, that you can store at rest. You can encrypt it. We use AES 256-bit encryption to, if you don't trust the object storage provider, yeah, you can do the encryption there also. Okay, and the most important one, yes? Yeah, just a question about encryption. You say you don't have to trust object storage providers anymore. Are we sharing the private key with you? Do we have to share that? No, okay. No, you don't have, okay, so you have to trust the software, but you are deploying it in your own data center. So it never leaves your own parameter. So if I use my key, I use my data. Yes, correct. Yes, yes. And another thing is that we were storing the keys in the appliance in an encrypted way, but now we also have integration with the HashiCorp Vault, where the keys will be stored also. And probably we'll be doing more integrations with other HMCs as they become available. Does everyone know about HashiCorp Vault? So it's a software mechanism where you can store your secrets and access them in a secure way, and they are audited also, and you can also expire them there. But it is correct. You lose your key, your data is gone. There is no way to recover it. Yes. Okay, thanks. And then there is the data auditing feature that everything, and you can generate reports from those. And then for authorization, you can use LDAP. You can have the groups in LDAP. If you already have your Active Directory, you can use Active Directory. We will use Active Directory or LDAP for single sign-on. And also, we will get the users' groups from there. And then you can specify the permissions also there. Okay. And again, we did this feature. So we also, when you are uploading the data through the File Fabric server, we can also index it. So all the data that's indexed, that's kept in separately. We use Solr for that. And from there on, if you want to do searches, you can also search the data, the content search also. You can also apply different tags and all that kind of stuff there. And that also becomes important for GDPR. If you want to find out that, okay, where the credit cards are, and all the credit cards, they have a specific pattern. And right now, you can do just with searches, but we are building workflows in it that when the data gets uploaded via the File Fabric server to OpenIO, we will check the document first. If it has some sensitive data, it will go to, it will be uploaded, but the user won't be able to see it. It will have a workflow where it will go for approval also. And it will be configurable by the user that they can specify their own regular expressions there also. Okay. When someone is accessing the data, you can also set up notifications that, okay, these are the sensitive files, someone is accessing those files, and then the administrator, they can get notified that in real time that who has accessed those files. Okay? And not only that, we also have a concept. Remember, we have a common layer, a unified layer on top of all the object storages and all the providers that we support. So we also provide what we call protocol adapters. What that means is that, okay, you can access them. When you're accessing your storage, you can access it using SFTP, you can access it using FTP, you can access it using WebDAV also. So if some of your tools, or specifically WebDAV, that becomes important. If you have mobile devices, you have your mobile application that doesn't support the protocol, but you want to access your documents in your mobile app, most of them, they support the WebDAV protocol. You can just put that in, and it will give you access to those. Okay? Okay, so now I'm just going to move to the demo, and I'm not sure how I can do it with just one hand. Let's see. Yeah, that will help. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so now, as I mentioned, we provide the file fabric server as a virtual image, and you can deploy it on ESXi, you can deploy it on Amazon AWS, on Google Cloud, on Hyper-V. We provide images in OVF format, KCOW2 format, and if you want to change it, you can change it and put your own drivers also. You have full access to that. And you can also deploy it in highly available configuration, multiple appliances, load balancer at the top. We don't store the data, we only keep the metadata and the persistence layer totally separately. So, or across multiple data centers, you can do the deployment. As I mentioned, that some of our customers, they're ISP, they want full branding. So and this is at the appliance level that you have done your cluster deployment, and you want to give it you want to brand it either for your enterprise or you're an ISP and you want to give it branding. So full branding, that is supported. You can change the colors, you can put your own logos on, and all that kind of stuff. And that applies to the whole appliance. Okay? So like here, I just changed the color to red. You can put your logos and all that kind of stuff. If you have your own CSS style sheets, you can also upload your own CSS style sheets and do much more branding. Then it's all about customization. You want to integrate with a payment gateway, you can integrate with a payment gateway if you want to do billing for them. You can provide a different site functionality. So at the appliance level, it is fully configurable, and you can provide whatever features you want to your end users. Okay? And then we have a concept of an organization. An organization, it can be Facebook, which has hundreds of thousands of users, or it can be 10-user organization that you are selling to your end users if you're an ISP. The second step that you do is that now I have an organization here, so that was the previous view. That was at the appliance admin level, that okay, how I want my appliance to look, what features, functionality do I want to provide. That's more IT's job, sysadmin's job. Now here, we are moving more towards the business side. And some IT also. Like, as I mentioned, that like here, I've added, this is an organization, it can have 20 users, and here I've added OpenIO as a storage provider. But you can add as many different storage providers as you want. All of these different storage providers, they are supported. So one important thing that comes out of that is, because we are the common layer, if you guys want to migrate the data, a customer comes to you, says, oh, I'm using AWS 3, I want to move the data, just add it, and you can migrate the data from S3 to OpenIO. Okay? Of course, it will depend on the size of the data and the pipe you have available. If it's large amounts of data, then that can take days or months also. Okay? So once you have added that, then in that organization, you will add multiple users. Like here, I have added Anna, and I also have added Giada. If you look here, one is member of sales, and one is member of marketing. So that's where the concept of different groups or roles that comes along. So you can specify the groups and roles. If you want to import in real time from Active Directory, you can also import them from Active Directory, or you can do it from LDAP. And now we also provide SAML integration also. So if you have an external authentication system or where you are managing the users, you can also import the users from there, or you can also set up auto provisioning also. That the first time the user logs in, it will go to the system, get the details from there, and create a user in SME, and use the system to authenticate the user. Okay? Okay, so once I have added a folder, now what I can do is, so that's my OpenIO provider, that's the user interface, and then I can say that, okay, a human resources folder, I want to make it a shared team folder. Once and I already have marketing, you'll see a little man here icon, that means it's a shared folder. And now I can give it different permissions also. So here you can give permissions that, okay, like here for marketing, if I go to marketing, you'll see that, okay, the marketing has access to it, okay? And then you can set specific audit watches for notifications on different folders also. Now, what does the end user see? So now if I log in as Anna, who is part of marketing, she gets the same view, but she is only seeing the files she has access to. She doesn't know the data is stored in OpenIO or where it is stored. She can do uploads. She can do a preview. So that's an Excel file stored in OpenIO. She can do, just wait for a moment. The preview should come up shortly. She could do the commenting. She can refer to Jada to say that, okay, can you please review this document, and things like that. If I download this file, so I am just going to download it. Just bear with me. Okay, so it has downloaded the file, and now if I go to, as the org admin, if I go here in my audit logs, you will see that, okay, it will tell me that, okay, just refresh it, that Anna has logged in and she opened converted the folder. I haven't set up what audit options do I want, so let's do that. And here you can set up all the different policies that you want. And you can also do the branding at org level, at account level also. Okay? And you can set up that, and that's where it becomes important for GDPR that, okay, you can set up different policies that can they share, they can't share, how do we do the encryption. Now, the data is in, OpenIO, but a lot of users, they use it using their shared drive. So here, if we go here, we also provide a Windows client that you can, that the end users, they can use, and all the data, it just appears as a drive here also. And they can edit the documents, it will do automatic locking and all that kind of stuff. And for Anna, it's the same view for her. Yep. If she is on her mobile client, again, that's Android, and again, she can view the same data there also. Okay? And finally, if you are on Mac, there also, we provide you with a drive that you can use, and they can work on the data. Note. Yeah, so exactly the same data. And we also provide it for iOS. There is a client available. If you're an organization and you want the branding, we also do the branding for the mobile tools for you. There will be a fee, but we can give you the APK or IPA that you can deploy to your, that you can give to Google Play or Apple App Store. Okay? And here we see that, okay, if we want to just do some searches, so if I want to do some searches on Harry, Again, content search that I mentioned, that is there also. And you can do the full search is there. So if I do Harry and do a search, it should give me that file that, okay, the data is there. But so it's also covering the last mile for you and giving you all the different controls that you need for to access your data. So I think we are almost there. We have about 7 minutes left. Any questions, guys? Yes.
I have a few questions actually. First of all, on your just something stupid, but on the application client side, which are the languages that are included? I mean, obviously English, but are your applications also available in other languages?
Okay, so I think we spoke Spanish and Italian, not French yet.
Too bad.
Too bad, yes. But on the web browser side, on the drive side, anything, it will just take the locale.
I run an ISP and my customers are French cities. I can assure you they won't use anything unless it's in French. But it's a shame, but
so we can work with you and do the French translation.
Right, thank you. I have another question, and
yes.
then I leave to anyone else. But can you say a few words about your pricing model for ISPs? Because there is nothing about this on your website, and I just would like to know about the model, not the price itself.
Okay, so the
is it per instances, per gigabyte stored, per users? Or?
We do it per user.
Okay, so it's per user.
Per user, yes.
Thank you.
And Giada, she's there, and she can help you more about the pricing or anything like that.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? Questions? No? All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.